Hi, I'm Kim Johnsen. Glad to see all of you here today. I am the other candidate, the stealth candidate for this position. Most of you can read about me in the voters pamphlet, all the bio information. I'll just summarize and say that I'm a CPA. I've only worked in business, so I would bring a business perspective to government operations. I have been a CPA for 34 years. I don't do taxes. I only do accounting and auditing. As to endorsements, I don't have any because my opponent got them all before I started the race, which is, I guess, a question I would ask you to think about, is how worthy is an endorsement when it was given before the other candidate was into the race. The only two endorsements I do have are from people who worked with both of us. A gentleman named Howard Moore, who you may have seen his endorsement in the paper on Saturday. He worked with me at Pacific Corp, and he worked with my opponent at Kaiser. I also have the endorsement of a lady named Pamela Valencia Strobel, who is the head of the audit department for the Department of Administrative Services in Salem. And she worked with John when he was down at the Department of Education, and she supports me. So as far as endorsements go, I think, in my mind anyway, mine make more sense than endorsements from someone who didn't even talk to me or made them before I was even in the race. I think you mentioned that this is sort of what is this office? And that's for sure. As I've gotten into this race, which, by the way, I didn't expect this, to be perfectly honest with you. I was pretty naive about politics, I guess. But it looked to me as though this office is the Rodney Dangerfield of Washington County. It gets no respect, and no one knows anything about it. And it gets no respect from county officials, including the commissioners. It is I think one of three positions in this county that are elected by all of us. I think the other one is the sheriff, and the third would be the chair of the commission. And yet it has struggled in the backwaters for 28 years, waiting for somebody to come along and revive it and bring it into the 21st century. And I believe that's what I am qualified to do, because I think my 34 years of managing audit departments, managing people, managing audits, is the kind of experience needed to bring this office into the daylight, if you will, so that the benefit from it is worth the cost. Because so far, there has really been no benefit and only cost to this county, in my opinion. The amount of auditing performed by this department last year was 400 hours. That's 2 audits at 200 hours each. Well, with my 35 years of experience, I can tell you that an audit that takes 200 hours is only skimming the surface, and that it's totally a waste, almost a waste of time even doing the audit. The other problem that I see, my plan for this department is, number one, bring it into the 21st century in terms of technology. There's technology I used in my old job called ACL that helps you do automatic auditing using the computer. There are automated work paper processes. And I think what especially needs to happen is that the commissioners need to understand the importance of an audit position, that it can bring great value to them and especially to the county voters, because it can find fraud, it can find inefficiencies and ineffective operations. And that's what I'm good at doing. I've done that for 34 years through my auditing experience. What else? I guess that's good enough for now. And I guess we can go to questions.